Hi guys, I'm still in South Sea, niko Muho Avenue. Manze tumekuwa tukipita na crew yangu nikaona there's a guy doing some awesome arts. Manze arts zenyewe zimeenda shule. Nimepatana na anaitwa Denzel na tunataka kujua more about his arts and penye anapatikana, exact locations and maybe atuambie alianza lini. Denzel. Naona uko na arts manze nimezipenda. Zimenishika macho manze nikaona at least niingie tujue how you manage yourselves, your time, and how many years have you been practicing about story and art?
So I actually started art. You know, it's a talent. So I actually started drawing from when I was a baby, like 4 years old. So I just practiced it, and I didn't really know I'm gonna pursue it like a career. I just knew I'm gonna do it like a hobby. So I started doing that, learning from people, and then after high school is when I took it more serious. After college, I did my college and all that. I wasn't an A student, but I wasn't a D student either. I was in the middle. So I didn't really want to get employed. I wanted to be a boss. So
Your own boss.
Exactly. So I said, why not start by what I know? You know, if I want to get into real estate and all that, trade-wide, let me start with something small, something I'm already familiar with. So I decided to start a store. Yeah.
Professionally, how have you been doing about, professionally, how many years have you been doing art?
So professionally, I've been doing it for 3 years, but with the store, I've been here for 4 months, so I'm still fresh in this. Mostly, I've been trading online and during exhibitions. You know, I just hear there's an exhibition, avail myself, and then, you know, introduce my stuff. People buy. Yeah. So I said, why not get familiar with the people around me? Because I'm from here, and I also want to sell it to the people around me. So I decided to open a store.
You sure you're from here? Are you from Kenya? Because your English, man, is on another level.
No, I'm from here. It's just that, let's say my dad actually taught us some, you know, few tricks and all that. Yeah, and then maybe a bit of traveling and all that. You know, exposure. Yeah, I would say exposure. Yeah.
So how much does a portrait or an art, how much does one goes for?
So I have different sizes. The smallest sizes is an A3 plus. I call it A3 plus because that's the A3 size, normal A3. Yeah. But A3 plus is a bigger size. It's like almost A2, but it's not. So it's supposed to be something like this, but you cut it halfway. That would cost you 2,000 shillings for a portrait. Yeah, and if it's something basic, actually I have the exact size of what I'm talking about here. This is the exact size of an A3 plus. Yeah. So this one would cost you 1,500 for a basic piece like this, but for a portrait of someone it would cost you 2,000. Yeah. The complexity, you know, that's what gives it the price. This one is something basic, so obviously it's cheaper. Yeah.
You've just mentioned about your dad, venye amewalea. Has been your dad or your parents been supportive about you doing such arts? Ama ni ile wazazi walikuwa nakwambia hizi vitu zitakusaidia manze, soma kitabu nini nini?
Actually, I wouldn't say they were so supportive from day one, because you know most parents in Africa want you to school, they want you to get a job.
Masomo ni kila kitu.
Exactly. Education is everything in Africa. That's what most, and you know I have like old parents, they're not young, so they're a bit old, elderly. So my dad wasn't really up for this. You know, he wanted me to be an engineer and all that because I'm good with this and geography, so he wanted me to balance it. But you see, maths is not my thing, so I had to keep focused and see what works for me. And I realized I wouldn't force maths and get into engineering, then fail, you know, build stuff that fall. So I decided to follow my passion, and actually my mom supported me because I started doing this since when I was in high school, painting. My first painting, I did it in Form 1.
Form 1?
My first painting.
Your high school ilikuwa ni wapi? At least...
I went to Dagoretti High School, yeah. I joined it 2012 and I finished 2015, yeah.
So about story na funds, did you fund yourself to start something like this? Because I know it takes time to get a capital to start a business. So how much capital did you use to start your business, and how long did it take? Did you get some funds from your parents, or it was your own money?
So about capital, you see, I told you back I was doing some exhibitions. So I actually did sculptures, different type of sculptures, and I had so many white friends who supported me. So they actually bought my stuff. They introduced me to other people who liked art, so I sold it to them too. So I used some of that money, and I also loaned my parents some money because I mean, they want to see me shine, so they have to come through for me. So I keep it the money. Okay, I used like 100,000 too. Yeah.
100,000.
Look like 100 grand yet, but it's a step by step thing. I don't want to throw all the money in it first, because I had to pay rent for 6 months ahead, so I don't have to worry. And it's about 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 a month.
10,000 a month. So about maybe okay, what about such a structure? Uh, I can see it's made from wood. How do you sit down and design such a thing? Man, it's
I actually feel like, you see, I told you art is my talent. So one secret I want to give people out here, that most people don't really feel like it works, or might not feel like it works, is I actually pray. Literally, someone would look at me and feel like, oh, that guy is so into earthly stuff. He might not be a Christian, but I'm actually saved, bro. So I learned something about the talent. You see the parable of the talent, where Jesus gave out talent and all that, and then this guy's returned it. So one day I was in church and I learned that, and I was like, why not use my talent to pass a message and grow from me, teach people that you can also use what you have to grow yourself. You don't have to do evil stuff to grow in it. So I actually pray first before I do my stuff, so I get to do it perfectly. If I don't pray, I don't perfect it. But if I pray, it's just like, scrapping on a paper, man. It's like ABC to me. So I actually picked this from a tree. I went up a tree to get the nest. This is an actual nest. This one I got it from the market. I carved this one with my hands. I used like a small machete. That one and this one. Actually, everything here was hand carved. I used to have like an elephant, but I cut it to small.
oh, this is so genius.
So I joined the whole piece. This is supposed to be a lampshade, actually. So this part has to have LED lights. I'm supposed to buy LED lights and put it. So it had two birds. Let me show you one. It had two birds. So this one was the one on top. And then this other one was sitting right here. It's like they were, So you see how birds have to be together, they're never one. So yeah.
If someone would like to purchase such a stuff, how much does it goes for?
So a piece like that would cost you 3,500. Yeah, but if I'm selling it to a foreign person, those people actually embrace art. They know, they understand it. But I would say in Kenya we're still trying to embrace it. So yeah, I priced my price a bit affordable for almost anyone to afford. Yeah.
Can you have a bargaining option of such a stuff?
Not really, not really. This is handmade, this is custom, it's well thought of, so I can't just throw it, can't just give it to someone at a throwaway price. That's crazy. I put work in it, yeah.
So in a day, how much can you earn in a day in such a business? In a good day, how much?
On a good day, I would say, let's say 10 grand around here.
10 grand.
On a good day around here, like this environment. But if I'm somewhere where, let's say Karen or somewhere, 60 grand on a good day.
Wow. What about on a bad day here?
On a bad day here, maybe 1,500, yeah.
1,500, that actually, maybe one, you've just sold one.
Maybe something like this would cost you 1,500, yeah. You just sold one piece.
How does it feel when you, in a day, umeamka asubuhi, and then you just come to sell one piece, and tunajua, you have to eat, you have to, lazima uvae, you have to pay the owner of the place. How does it feel to go home with 1,500 shillings?
So actually, I wouldn't say it feels bad, because I must say this is like an experience. I'm still young actually. I live with my parents. I don't live alone. So one thing, I don't buy food.
When you mean you're young, can you be free to tell us how old are you?
Yeah, I'm actually 24, turning 25. So I'm still a young man. Yeah.
That's good.
I actually, I thought of opening this place earlier so that I get the experience in it. So that when I'm ready, I get a bigger place, more exposure and all that. Maybe even export my pieces. So,
how does it feel on a good day? You've gone home with 10 grand. How does it feel? I know you feel that joy, but can you explain it more to us?
So let's say when a client walks in and I get 10 grand from them, I actually don't look at the money part. I look at the godly part, like that's a blessing. Someone out there sleeping hungry, and I'm fortunate enough to get the 10 grand. So I actually tithe, that's the first thing. Then the second thing, if I can help someone, I help them. Yeah, and then I'll think about my business.
Denzel, you've talked about Karen. Does it mean your business was once in Karen, or because umesema on a good day in Karen unaweza toka na 60 Gs?
Not really. I've never had a business in Karen, but I've had clients in Karen. Like I told you, I have this white friends, like they live there. So they have friends who actually love art. They've bought so much from me, so they also send me to other people. So I've actually sold a hyena piece, like a head of a hyena, for 45,000. Yeah.
Wow, for one client.
Yeah, for one client. He had like a restaurant, so he wanted a laughing hyena. So I had to customize it. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. And Denzel, we're in a period here in Kenya whereby we're in an election period. So about politics, about here in South Sea, what are some of the difficulties you people are going through, and ungependa the new government that is coming in, or the government that will come in, unataka iwasaidie aje nyinyi kama wananchi?
So generally, I wouldn't talk about South Sea. I want to talk about general, like politics. So I feel as a youth person, you see, I'm an entrepreneur, and we have these policies that don't really support businesses. The county is taking so much money, we have to pay for so many things that are unnecessary stuff. So I feel like if we have a president who cares about forget about just me as a young person, any other business person out there, many business people are making losses. So I really want to see a president who's going to look at that. Because once you have people's pockets, laughing and all that, people happy, the economy grows. People wake up so early to do so much, but they end up leaving the workshops with nothing, man. So we need a president who really wants to see us grow, a normal Mwananchi. Forget about us I had Baba talk about us having 6,000 in the pocket. Then Ruto talking about wheelbarrow and all that. They should look at the bigger picture, There's so much to look at. So I'd really want them to just be real, and if they mean something, they say it. If they don't mean it, they shouldn't say it at all. Yeah, that's all.
So that's all you have about, and you don't want to talk about South Sea?
Actually, I have so much to say about politics. One thing is they wait for election period to pimp roads. When election time is near, food prices rise and all that, people are suffering. Fuel prices are rising, And I also feel like they make highways, yeah, that's easy communication and all that, like transportation, but we don't have street lights in the highways. What's the point of having a highway which is dark? It's like the village, bro. This is the capital city.
Exactly.
Look at stuff like that. Yeah.
So Denzel, thank you so much for your time, and before tumalize show, ningetaka utuambie unapatikana wapi on your social media pages, na hapa penye tuko mtu akitaka kupata at exact place atakupata wapi?
So where my store is located is South Sea, opposite the mosque, along Muhoho Avenue, close to the T-Mall junction. Yeah. And then it's called the Signature Art Store, right next to a burger place called Classic Burger. You won't miss it because it's the only burger place here. And then on Instagram, I go by Work in Progress. It has like _work _in.progress. Yeah.
You only work with an Instagram page?
I have a Facebook account, but I'm not really that active on Facebook. It's linked to my Instagram, so when I post on Instagram, it posts on Facebook. So I'm never on Facebook mostly. Yeah, but Facebook account, Denzel Peter. Yeah, that's my Facebook.
What about YouTube?
I don't have a channel.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. And viewers there at home, mmesikia the story about Denzel. Please support his art, and we are hoping and wishing all the best. Till next time, I've been your host, Ian Odhiambo.